All right, in honor and as a tribute to the late great Irene Cara, I decided to do a review of her debut movie, Aaron Loves Angela. Now, this movie came out in 1975, and basically, this is a modern day retelling of the Shakespeare classic Romeo and Juliet. Now, as I look at the synopsis and I watch the actual movie, it's literally night and day. Because according to the synopsis, Aaron Loves Angela is about two young adults living in Harlem, a section of New York City. They're deeply in love with each other, and the only thing standing in their way are, their families. Aaron's black, Angela's Puerto Rican. And of course, neither one of them wants them together, and they rebel against the prejudices of their families and neighbors, and soon conflict ensues, and the hatred threatens to spiral out of control. Now, yeah, I mean, reading the synopsis, you expect that, the main source of tension was going to be the neighborhoods. Like, when we visited Aaron's neighborhood, it was black. When we visited Angela's neighborhood, it was Puerto Rican. I expected the tensions of that to be there. However, when I watched the beginning of the movie, there was only maybe a few instances of those tensions. One was on the basketball court where some black guys rumbled against some Puerto Rican guys. Another is when Aaron and Angela were discussing their respective religions and everything, and both of them had a stereotypical view of the other. And then, of course, there was the scene where Aaron got chased by a couple of Puerto Rican guys in Angela's neighborhood. And then there was Aaron's friend Willie, who had his own misconceptions about Puerto Ricans, although he dated um, Angela's friend. So there really wasn't too many tensions. Oh yeah, that's right. Whenever Angela and Aaron called each other, they would have code names. Angela's code name for Aaron was Willie, after Aaron's best friend, and Aaron's code name for Angela was, he would say his name was Ricardo. But I think a scene they should have added in the movie was during one of their phone calls, if say like if Aaron's father picked up or if Angela's mother picked up. But we don't really get to see Angela's mother in the movie. It's like we don't the movie pretty much is told through Aaron's perspective. We don't really get a glimpse into Angela's view on this, really. We get tidbits here and there, but not a whole complete picture. We don't really get to visuals of her. We don't really get to delve into her neighborhood. We don't really get to delve into her home life. None of that. I mean, the only note we get on her parents is that her mother and father aren't together. Her father is a musician and is currently in LA and visits Angela during Christmas. And, I mean, in respective, Aaron's mother isn't in Aaron's life, and she lives in Paris, pursuing her dancing career. I could say that's kind of two things that they have in common. Both are currently being taken care of by single parents. But still, Angela just feels like a guest star in Aaron's world. It's not really a balanced picture. I think if the writer of this movie did more of a research and understood the politics and the mechanics of the neighborhoods, particularly how the black and Puerto Rican relations were at that time. We would have had a much better story than what we got on screen. But instead, the tensions of this picture pretty much revolve around the B plot. Now, I'm not sure if the only condition of getting this movie made, as far as Gordon Parks are distributed, as far as Columbia Pictures, was that they include a subplot involving a pimp and mobsters. And to me, the pimp and mobster subplot pretty much takes away from the overall romantic story of this. I feel if they just had the romance story just stand on its own and just focused on the tensions between the two communities, we would have had a more enriching, compelling story. The black exploitation angle really just didn't need to be there. And the only purpose why it was there was to serve as the climax for the end of the movie. And some other complaints I have is, you see the mobsters beat up these black folks, particularly Willie, who gives up Aaron and Angela and beeps up, they killed the pimp, Bo, and the pimp's right hand man, Duke, and that subplot just really didn't need to be there. That could have been a whole other film. And at times, looking at the film, it felt like I was watching two different movies. This movie pretty much suffers from an identity crisis because at times it couldn't make up its mind what it wanted to be. Was it a romance coming of age story? Was it an action black exploitation thriller? I'm not sure. It's like the director and the producers, and to a degree the screenwriter, couldn't make up their mind as to what direction they want to go with the movie. And I felt if they just concentrated on the romance alone and, have it be a romance drama with a little bit smidges of comedy here and there, we would have had a much better story, a much humanized story instead of what we've gotten. Now, despite the flaws of this, this is Irene Cara's debut movie. It's all right. Is it something would I watch again and again? Probably not. From what I read, it was received well locally, but on a national level, it wasn't. Like I said, the black exploitation angle pretty much taken away from the whole overall story, and it just could have been left out. And I'm not sure what kind of budget that they were working with or what kind of restrictions Columbia gave Gordon Parks Jr., but I don't know. Aaron Loves Angela, I give 3.5 stars. The music was done by a musician by the name of Jose Feliciano. And his music really fit the tone of the movie and everything. I like the closing song he did called Angela. But like I said, the movie needed a lot of. The movie needed a lot, at least one rewrite or something, one more rewrite. Cause what we got on screen, it just needed improvement. That's just me. Maybe you guys might have a different perspective or point of view on it. So I'm gonna leave a link in the description box of where you can watch Aaron Loves Angela. You can watch it either here on YouTube, Amazon Prime, or you can watch it on Tubi for free if you don't mind the commercials. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me what you think. Let me know in the comment box. This is Iron Will Media.